getmotorsport.com or go to your local dealer, weisco.com. It's pleased to bring you our first guest of the night, career best finish at Red Bud for this gentleman, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna's Styles Robertson. What's up, Styles? How are you, man?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Just got back here to old Claremont, Florida, hanging out.
How is it, man? How was your race for you? Good job, right?
Yeah, not bad. It felt good to finally, I guess, kind of ride like I feel like I should on the weekends. But yeah, it was good. I mean, I podiumed at Red Bud and was pretty unreal for the first one, I guess.
Yeah.
The crowd was insane, so that was sick. But no, just really, I feel like the first moto was pretty quiet. Like I just got a good start and I kind of tried to stay in there for a little bit.
Yep.
And then kind of tightened up, just being up front, you know. I like kind of almost, I kind of thought I had the pace in the beginning, like I was kind of there. And I think it kind of almost just made me tighten up, you know. And then, I just kind of dropped off. And then Seth was right there and kind of was battling with Hammaker for a minute. And then I seen RJ coming. So I had to empty her at the end of the moto because I know how he is. He'll send it until the end. So no, it was good. Both motos, I had a late moto charge from RJ, which was cool. I think my last lap was like almost one of my best in the second moto. Mm-hmm. So it was cool, but no, just pumped to finally ride like I feel like I should in the like I do on the week, you know. So that was a big monkey off my back, I feel like.
Yeah, it was all the races to do it. Like you said, Red Bud was pretty epic. Like it's a pretty nice race to be on the podium with all those fans and everybody's stoked, and it's the fourth weekend and 4th of July weekend. Yeah, it's a nice race to do it at. I've noticed your starts lately, really, really good for the most part. They've been consistent all year. You haven't stayed up there all the time, not like this weekend, but they've been better. I've seen you more at the front. Well, you haven't ridden a ton of outdoors, but I've seen you more at the front this year. Is there anything you changed or anything you did, or is it just a confidence thing or anything like that?
Honestly, I think it's confidence from Supercross.
Yep.
You know, once you kind of start getting those starts, it just kind of, you believe in yourself. But like kind of when I broke my pelvis, I couldn't really do much. So before Supercross, like literally all I did was starts. Like I had a week of starts. Like literally I'd just go to the track because I was going stir crazy. I knew the first round was coming up. I think we were like 2 weeks out, and I couldn't ride. So I was like, I'm going to go to the track and at least do starts. Like at least do something, you know what I mean? Because obviously I needed to, you know. And I think I changed my position a little bit for the gray, and then kind of carried that over to the dirt, and it's been working. The only time I've kind of struggled is high point, which we fixed that. We know what happened there. So I mean it's been pretty decent.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. You're outside of Daytona, which, well, first of all, what's up with Daytona? And you like, what, dude? You're amazing at Daytona. What is it about Daytona?
Dude, I don't know. And this is kind of where it comes from, like Red Bud, for instance. Like,
yep.
Last year, I don't know if you remember, second moto, I was like with J-Mart in 4th and was riding really good. And kind of I lost the front end after the mechanics area. But it's just like these places like Daytona and Red Bud where I'm kind of, I guess, comfortable and I'm in the right state of mind. I feel like I'm good, you know. And then at these other places, I don't know if I just put too much stress on myself or what it is, but I definitely need to figure it out because it like I was telling my parents and the team on the way home, like, dude, it feels like this 3.5 felt easier than, let's say, High Point where I went 14, 8 or whatever, you know?
Right.
And that's the crazy part to me. And, you know, everyone says it to you, but you don't really believe it. But, yeah, I have to figure out just – I think for me it's just I need to be more fun and relaxed. And that's kind of where the results come. Like Daytona, I had a bunch of friends from the Baker's factory there and just literally hung out the whole day. And it was more like it was more fun, you know what I mean, than really business. And then it kind of showed.
Right.
I guess it's like more like a local race. When you go to a local race, you're chill. You know you're going to do good because you're the guy. And then you go to these races, and like you said, you have people around you that you're comfortable with. But for the average guy, when you guys say, hey, man, I tightened up, I'm in the front, what does that mean? Does that mean you're thinking about the podium, like, oh, man, I'm up front, I'm going to podium, or my sponsors are going to be stoked, or I'm stoked? Like, what does that mean when you guys say, hey, man, I'm up front and I knew it and I tightened up? What does that entail? You're just overthinking it?
Yeah, I think you probably have those thoughts a little bit, but for me, it's more like, okay, I'm up here, I'm staying up here. What do I do now? Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, I've gotten good starts, but I've been kind of at Colorado. I kind of was riding behind me instead of front of me, you know. And this weekend, I felt like I was like, all right, I'm kind of in the battle a little bit. I know, obviously, I wasn't in it, but I could see it. It wasn't like going away from me really fast. And I was like, well, dang, you know what I mean? So then I think I just started squeezing a little bit harder and trying to stay there and kind of catch up almost. And I seen them all dicing it up, and I'm like, well, I want to be in there, you know. Like, obviously, those three are kind of the guys right now. So I think just kind of wanting to be in there bad, you know what I mean, and squeezing, just, you know, trying to get there so hard instead of kind of letting it come to me a little bit, I think is why I tightened up and kind of the arms got a little tight, because the bike setup wasn't bad. So like I got a pretty good baseline right now. At least, you know, I know what the bike's going to do. It's going to do, you know, it kicks a little bit, but at least it's not side to side. So I have a pretty good feeling, so that's good. So I think just kind of mentally wanting to be up there and like trying to be there and kind of trying to force it.
I saw him like second moto. He got passed early, and then he you know, he came right back. Like he latched on and got back into it.
Yep.
That's what I noticed. Like I was looking at the lap times, I'm like, oh shit, he's coming back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it seems like it seems like Styles for me. Like when I look at your career from the outside, just, you know, I don't know you that well, and I don't know exactly your program and all that, but you got to me, you got to string races together. Now, can they all be thirds and stuff and all that? Sure, like that'd be awesome. But you know, in your Supercross career, your outdoor career, since you've turned pro, anytime you get some momentum, boom, injury or something. Anytime you get some momentum, boom. So like to me, we were talking about you even before this podium, talking about you after maybe Thunder Valley or whatever, and it's like, hey, it's coming. He's stringing these together, and if they're 5s and 7s, great. If they're 3s, that's fine. But every time you get injured, you get knocked off the treadmill, and you seem to have to build yourself up again. Knock on wood, you're building this thing this year, this outdoor season.
No, 100%. And that was my whole goal after I broke my hand, and I was watching the finale. It's like, dude. I have to be there in the end, and I know this sucks to say, but at the end, you know how our sport is. Everyone is you know, dwindled off and got hurt. It's just part of it, and I'm that guy. You know what I mean? I'm part of that group, and it's like I've had enough. You know what I mean? I want to be the guy capitalizing on it and getting those, you know, those points that come a little bit easier, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And that's kind of I was literally in California with my parents, and I was like, dude, I'm sick of this, and my dad's like, dude, you need to just don't even worry about how you do. Just let it come to you and get through a whole outdoor season. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I agree. And that's even, I was talking to Will before Red Bud, and she's like, kind of like, what's your goals? And I was like, honestly, I don't care how I do. I just want to get through the season. And I feel like it's been paying off. Like, you know, obviously Denver was a career best, and then High Point, we tried something, it didn't work. Obviously my riding wasn't great, but that kind of sucked a little bit too. So that one kind of sucked, but here again, you know, a career best. Going into Southwick, it's not even that I want to be on the podium again. I just want to be there. I just want to do 2:30s like I know I can during the week, and then go to Millville. You know, that's just that is my goal, is just to get all 12 rounds in.
702-586 Paul. You got a question for Styles Robertson? Brought to you by Wiseco Pistons, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team, of course. You know, but even at High Point, like you said, it didn't work. Bike setup, weren't that stoked. You got an 8th in the second moto. You know, you got an 8th. You got back up there. You didn't get knocked down and get 15th again or whatever. So that's progress to me. Like, you ride, and then, so, you know, that's all coming together. It's brick by brick a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. It's hard too. Like, a lot of people don't realize when, you know, you come out of amateurs and you do good and you win or whatever it may be. You know, you're just at the front. It's hard when you come to, you know, the pros and you kind of get beat up a little bit, get injured, you're behind the 8 ball. You know, it's hard for people to understand, really. But you know, just, you know, got to keep fighting and just trying to stay injury free.
What I think, sorry, people don't understand too from the outside looking in, and I haven't got a taste of this because I never was at Styles level, but I feel like there's pressure, right? You have pressure on yourself because you want to do good. You have pressure from the teams because you know you're on a team. You have to do X, right? And then you have. We're moving into the setting. You got a new bike. Maybe you don't have a lot of time on the motorcycle. So he has to ride at a high level with a feeling that he's unfamiliar with, right? And that forces some mistakes because, hey, man, I got to go out and frickin' pin this thing. I don't know what my bike's going to do yet because I don't really know anything about it yet. Yep. And that is what people don't get to see. All we see is the guys riding around on the track. Oh, that guy sucks. He's in 12th. No, there's all these different little internal things that we don't get to see. And I see that from you, Styles. Like, you're doing a great job with a bike maybe you don't know a lot about because you're kind of behind the 8 ball in that situation.
No, 100%. And, I'm not the most active person on social media or anything. And, like, dude, before the season, I'd love to know. I could probably find out from our practice guy, like, how many hours I actually had on the new bike before I went and raced at Minneapolis. Like, it was pretty crazy. I pretty much just ran what they built me originally when kind of before Skidwood left. And that's what I ran until, I'd say, Daytona. And Daytona, I literally had no clickers left. Like, I was all the way stiff. So then we tried a new setup that week.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just, people don't see that stuff, and that's kind of what sucks. But, it's part of it, and it is what it is. The new bike is obviously a challenge, and, they've all been really working hard, the whole group, and I think they're definitely trying to, to get it better, and it's definitely showing.
What is the big difference between you and the old bike? Like, what do you feel?
I think a little bit of it is just it's a little rigid to me in different spots. And then it kind of has, I feel like, they moved a lot of weight to the center of the bike. And I was kind of getting a feeling of the front and the rear not being connected. So it was kind of like fighting against each other, I guess you could say. Like the rear would kind of step out, the front's oversteering, like kind of just wasn't working together. But actually, while I was in California, after Paula, a bunch of teams rented the track, and we rode Tuesday, and they left the little roller section, and it's like second lap, and I'm kind of just warming up. We knew we needed to test suspension. I jumped that ski jump after where McAdoo crashed, and there's a little rollers, and I jump again and land in a hole, and my bike just kicks me completely sideways, and I completely wad up second lap. And I go back, and Todd and Craig, our suspension guys, are like, all right, we're going to make it. We're going to figure it out. And I actually got, I want to say, Tom Viel's setup from the GPs, and they threw it on, and instantly I liked it. Just kind of was a different setup in the rear end of the bike and a different fork, and it felt a lot better instantly. So that's kind of where I've been ever since. I don't even think since then I've really changed many clickers. Just kind of, they put that setting on, and it's been like, all right, here we go. This is good, I changed gearing at High Point and something else, and I went back away from that this break, and I'm literally on basically my bike from Hangtown. Like, haven't really changed any clickers or anything. Just, yeah.
Interesting. I had somebody tell me at KTM the only thing they wanted this new bike to work was through the whoops. They only cared about getting this bike to work better in the whoops. And
that's why it's probably a little bit stiffer.
That's why they lost some of that front end stuff. They lost a little bit of that feel. They lost a little bit of the turning, right? And all they wanted to do was make it good in the whoops. And this person told me we might have went too far.
So it's funny. You see on the production side of things, like I feel like it's more rigid, and it vibrates a little bit more for me in some areas that I wasn't used to. And it is a little bit tip-in heavy, which I didn't mind so much because it created some more stability in some areas, but it's interesting to hear what you say about in areas it's more rigid feeling, and I'm kind of that same way in the production side of things, where it's better on lean angle, like on throttle lean angle on the edge of the tire. I think it's better and more planted there, but the slower speed on decel bumps, it does feel really rigid.
Does it almost bind and then go bing? Like,
maybe that's kind of what sounds like what Styles just experienced at Paula.
Right. Like everything binds up, everything's swapping, and then it just releases.
Yeah, and I think you hit it on the nail. Like, I think on edges and turning, it is unreal. Like, when I first rode it, actually on our Daytona track, that was the first time I kind of rode it on an outdoor setting, and the ruts were perfect. And I remember telling the guys here at the base track, I was like, dude, it turns unreal. And I still think it turns unreal. When it settles in, it's planted, and it kind of has, I feel like the balance of the bike is really good. Like, it has a good balance point. And I think, I honestly think it's honestly came a long way for me, and I really enjoy it now.
Fun team over there. Like, Jalik is over there. Dino, obviously, before he got hurt. I know you see him during the week. And Malcolm in Supercross. RJ. Fun team over there. Is there a guy, one or two guys you lean on for career advice, riding advice, chick advice, anything like that? Like, is there anybody over there that, you kind of bond with a little bit?
Yeah, well, we're split up. Elgin's anyway, so it's kind of me and Jalik and Dean on Brownie's side, and then you got the other boys on the A side. So definitely me, Dean, and Jalik are really close. Like, heck, most days after the gym we go and sit at a coffee shop for like an hour Me and Dean FaceTime. I don't even know how much. Like, we're always talking and DMing each other. So I'm really close with both Dean and Jalek. Yeah, like it's pretty funny. Our banter's pretty good. And Dean, you would never think it, just how goofy he acts and stuff. But Dean, at the end of the day, will help me a lot. Like, when I'm down, he knows and kind of can help me. We fight. Me and him fight like chicks. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But honestly, Dean's like, he was like one of the first people to text me after this weekend. Like, he does have my back, and I really appreciate that friendship with Dean.
He's a good dude.
If you're gonna get chick advice, go to Dean, because look at his wife, dude. I mean,
Dean's a good dude. He is a good guy.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for Dean Wilson over the years. I got a lot of respect for him, and yeah, he's awesome.
He gets it.
Yeah, he does. He really does get it. Styles, lots of rumors about you for next year. Lots of talk going on. What can you tell us? We ask the hard questions here on the Pulp Show.
That's right.
What's going on with you? Do we know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll know October 1st.
Okay,
I'm with the Rockstar Husky team, and yeah.
Oh, hey, that's how Dean would handle it. Very professional.
Yes.
Very professional.
Can we let the people know what we think is going to happen?
We think he's going to Star Yamaha.
Right.
That's what we think.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens. But October 1st, we'll find out.
October 1st. It's going to be one of those generic photos in front of a house with the hat on and white in the background. It's going to be something super lame. Hey, Rockstar.
Styles, go stand by your stucco.
Yeah,
Go stand by your stucco and take a selfie. No.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. Keep that in mind. Hey, the Baker's Factory. Look, again, like you mentioned, there were Mike Brown is working with the 250 guys and Dino, and then the Alden's got his group of guys. But I am curious a little bit. Like, there's no doubt the 250 side hasn't performed always like it's thought. There's a little in the industry. People are like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, some guys are working, some guys aren't. And certainly you're turning it around here, and, getting a podium outdoors is a strong statement. But I'm sure you've heard that stuff and everything else. Like, does it bug you, or is it a reason that you put your head down and work harder, or, what's it like on that side of things?
Yeah, I think the hard part, like this kind of just goes back to the point of, not a lot of people see the amount of work you put in and kind of what you're doing behind the scenes. And obviously you hear that stuff, but I'm like I said, I'm not really huge on social media.
Right.
So I try not to pay attention to those things and obviously hear about them. But no, I mean, I think it's hard. It hasn't all kind of came together for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Julie's had, injuries, Dino's had injuries, and yeah, I think it just really hasn't shown the amount of work that we all put in, and that kind of sucks. But, Brownie's obviously awesome. He'll be out there, and he's been my Florida father figure pretty much since I've been here. So yeah, that kind of sucks to hear. But I mean, dude, we're out there doing all we can do, and every day we're doing something. And Brownie, that dude busts his butt. Whether he's on the tractor helping our track guy, or he'll stay and mow. Like, that dude's always doing something. And yeah, it's kind of it sucks for him, because I know he definitely hears that stuff and kind of sucks.
Yeah,
but I mean, it is what it is. This is where I like to pay him back. You know what I mean, and show him, kind of give him that motivation that
Styles,
hey, we're okay.
Styles, is he riding?
Honestly, I think he's rode legitimately since Loretta's last year, maybe 6 times.
Good. Keep him off the bike as much as you can.
He's Kiefer's competition at Loretta's this summer.
Okay, so just tell him you need more attention. Keep him off the motorcycle, because I need all the help I can get. Okay.
Okay. So what classes are we racing? Because I've been telling him the 25 Brownie is looking a little stacked. I'm not sure if we should race it.
Yeah, tell him to race 25 and 50. Tell him to skip 40.
No, see, I'm voting for 40 and 50, Steve. I'm sorry, but that's 25 plus. We know Alessi's going to be training.
Yeah, no.
We know Martinez is a sleeper, I feel.
He is, totally.
He is,
Cole Martinez, right? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Brownie, look, Brownie's a legend, okay?
He is. And he's dude, that guy works his balls off.
He's 53? How old is he?
No.
51?
I don't think he's that old. I think he's 50.
I think
turned
he's
50.
I think he's the same
50.
age as my parents.
Okay, so he's a legend, but yeah, I don't think he wants anything to do with plus 25 guys anymore. I know it's Loretta's. I know it's Tennessee. Wrong. I don't think he wants anything to do with it. Really?
Yeah, no, yeah, I think I'm going to have to say you're wrong. That dude, when he puts a helmet on, I'm scared to ride with him. That dude does not care who you are. When he has a helmet on, And I think the competition side comes out, and he wants to race 25 with those guys. Yeah, I just think that's him. Like
Hey.
that's where he wants to be. And I know some people get kind of get mad when he races 50. I think from kind of the stuff I've heard,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But I don't know. So
Those
I think
those
part
guys are
of them
crybabies.
Yeah, that's just be honored that you're racing with some guy
I
like
know.
that, you know? Like is it true or false? You don't have to tell me, just say true or false. Is it true that that some of you guys might have been complaining about the whoops at the track and the bike wasn't going through him and he got on the bike and did the track and had a great lap time?
I don't recall.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I heard that.
Really? Soupy.
I heard he just got his
Soupy.
Heard he got his shit on, went out and rode the track and his times were close to the 250.
Come on.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true.
He's not doing that in Supercross.
Dude,
He's
you're
not.
underestimating Brownie.
He's a bad dude, but come on.
I just feel like if you gave him a week or two, he's
Yeah.
going to be fine.
Listen, Kiefer, you're a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He is going to kick your ass at Loretta's.
Look at
Like, I know you beat him. You've beaten him at Glen Helen. I've
Yes.
seen it. I get
Straight
it.
up.
I know. This is Loretta's and
Yes.
Mike Brown.
I
like,
agree.
You are in a lot of trouble.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
why I
remember-
told
I
Styles to keep
remember-
him off of it.
Yeah, okay.
I remember when you beat him at Glen Helen, Keith, I called him,
Oh, boy.
and that's when after I seen a tweet from you, I believe, and I was mad. I was like, dude, you let Kiefer beat you?
That's jacked up. Thanks, Styles. That's jacked up. You keeper beat you. That's
Okay.
sad.
So Brownie hadn't ridden much. His crew, Brownie's crew was saying, hey, look, he's barely been on a bike and
That
everything
doesn't
else.
matter.
I know.
You know what's going to suck?
You handled him at Glen Helen. Like, you handled him.
But you know what's going to suck?
What?
Is Styles says he's ridden 6 times in the year.
Yeah.
And if he goes out and works me and I'm riding like a son of a bitch, that's going to look bad
Dude,
on me.
he is. He's going to work. Well, I don't think he's going to work you. Like
I don't know, dude. He is pretty
work
good
you
there.
means to me like 10 seconds.
Oh, he might then. 10 seconds is not that
All
much.
I know,
Yeah.
all I know is in the gym, that dude blows me away. Like, he'll be showing us something, and we're, like, me, Dean, and Drake are staring at each other, and this is just doing it, like, talking to us, looking at us. And we're like, dude, what?
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. It's Loretta's. It's Tennessee, and
I
it's Mike
agree.
Brown, who is from Tennessee.
I agree.
You got a lot of problems.
I have to have some luck.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have to have some
There
luck.
might be a new bike that I have seen being built
Oh, I know.
that is going to be good. So I'm not trying to get in your head. I may have seen something.
Yeah, suck it, Styles. I know what team you're on. That's fine.
Sounds like I seen it, bro.
Look at, I know he's called. Hey, I know he's made a call to Buddy Antonez. I know he wants a 350. I know what's going
Oh,
on.
so now you know.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know what's going on. Okay.
Dude, you got some problems, and his name is Mike Brown.
Hey, it's been a problem for me since I started this Loretta shit.
Yeah, but you at Glen Helen, it was impressive. Like, you worked
Do you
him.
know how happy I was when he was an alternate in 2020 and he didn't make
get
it in?
in,
I'm
yeah.
like, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember in 20, he gets done with his practice, and I'm like going out for mine, and he's coming back, and he's mad because he's an alternate, so he's already pissed off. He's mad. I don't know if anybody, not a lot of people have seen probably mad Mike Brown, but it's not a pleasant sight.
No.
And he comes up to me, and he goes, "Yeah, track not very good. Have fun." I was like, "Oh, thanks, Brown." He's like, "All right, awesome."
Oh man.
He,
yeah.
and to Brownie's credit, dude, he's out grinding with the kids. He pedals. I got a snippet of what you guys did when we got invited out there in December, and you weren't riding because you were hurt. But, dude, here's the thing: we only did 3 days of what they did,
Right.
and that's a day in and day out thing. And Brownie's there every day with those dudes doing the same thing,
Yeah.
minus the riding. But he's like Styles said, he's mowing, he's grading the track, like he's just on it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
You got problems in August.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
Yeah. You're screwed. But plus 25, like, you guys think he can run with Mike and Cole? Like, I don't see him running with those guys.
At Tennessee, I kind of do. Like,
Really?
if he's in
Okay.
shape, I
Yep.
feel like he could. Maybe if he's not in shape, because
Yeah,
we know
yeah.
Brownie has arm pump problems.
Right.
So,
Brownie, in the prime of Brownie's career, he'd win a moto. Second moto, he'd get like 8th. And you'd be like, "What happened? I got arm pump." And you're like, "Aren't you a professional rider?" But arm pump strikes him all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, if he rode enough and couldn't or didn't get arm pump, I honestly could see him battling with those guys
Yep.
pretty easily.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
I think right now, for sure, 4 or 5 laps, no problem, because he just has that racer mentality, like that old school.
Yeah.
And that is him. Like, dude, he's old school. We'll be on a road bike ride, and he has no problem 24, 25. And me and the boys are like, damn, dude, like, we just raced outside. We're a little tired, Brownie. He definitely has that old school freaking, yeah.
We got a call for Styles Robertson here from Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the Pulp Show. What do you got? Question for Styles Robertson.
Hey, thank you. Hey, Styles, can you talk about when you fractured your pelvis, did you ever think of not continuing riding or stopping or retiring? And when you're riding or practicing on a test track or racing, do you ever have flashbacks to that moment when you were in Hemet and fractured your pelvis?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, definitely never thought about stopping, but obviously it sucked. And honestly, at first, I thought it was fine. Like, I was walking on it, and I sent it to a bunch of doctors, and they're like, dude, you cannot walk on it. Like, where it's broke out, you're pressuring it, it's going to break even more. Like, stay off of it. I was like, what? Like, I was walking around, then I had to stay off of it. But, no, not really. Obviously, you'll have those. I mean, Kiefer can probably know what I'm saying, but you have, like, a little scare, and you're like, whoa. But never am I like, oh, like, you know, I don't want to break my pelvis again or whatever. But, you know, you come up a little short on a triple, get some wheel spin, you definitely get your heart pounding.
Listen, Kiefer doesn't know. I actually broke my pelvis. Styles and I have the same. So you know how you have a hole in the center of your pelvis, right?
Mm-hmm.
That little bridge underneath, I broke that.
Ooh.
That part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the bridge, I broke the top of the bridge going into the pelvis.
Oh, okay. So I broke the bottom part of it, and then I endoed over the bars.
So what does that feel like when you do it?
I couldn't walk.
Okay.
I couldn't walk. I had to. So my injury was bad enough that I had to be in a wheelchair for like 2. I could shuffle to the bathroom
How
and
old are
stuff. 18.
Okay.
I could shuffle to the bathroom, but I really couldn't walk. I don't know how Styles is walking on his, but yeah.
Yeah. See, I wasn't like, I'm not saying I'm walking fine.
Yeah.
Like, I was walking bad enough where old school Mike Brown made me go to the doctor. Like, when Brownie makes you go to the doctor, obviously it's bad.
Yeah.
Because honestly, at Hemet, I was so embarrassed of what I did. I was like, dude, I have to ride again. Like, I have to ride. So I was sitting there, and I'm trying to, like, I'm literally stretching it out. Me and Brownie are stretching my pelvis out. Like, I'm touching my toes. I'm like, dude, Brad, I think I'm all right. And I'm, like, barely breathing. Brownie's like, dude, you're not. So then, obviously I went to the doctor, and we figured it out. But,
dude, wow.
dude, it's just, when you're sitting there, I don't know about you, Steve, but, like, no matter how you sit, you're sitting on your pelvis. Like, dude, it was just, no matter what, it was uncomfortable.
I was
in a weird pain.
They told me, look,
rub some tussin on it.
They told me it's going to heal on its own. It's cracked. Just stay in bed rest and shuffle around and don't do anything crazy. And that's how it got better. Because it wasn't like broken off, right? It was just cracked down the middle there. But yeah,
pretty much.
Look, if Mike Brown is telling you to go to the hospital, yeah, it's bad news.
Something's wrong. Yeah,
it's bad news. Mike Brown usually pour some race gas on it.
Yeah, just rub some tussin on that.
Yeah,
you'll be fine, son.
Pour some race gas on it. That's all we did. My dad and I.
Don't be such a pussy now.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Styles, was that your old truck that you're driving in the video that came out?
Yeah, actually, when my grandpa retired, he worked at a concrete plant or cement plant for I don't even know how long. He retired, and I was probably 6 or 7, and he started building that. That was kind of his retirement project. And then when I turned 16, he gave me the keys to it, so that's definitely something I'll never forget. And he actually still tinkers on it all the time. Like, that's kind of his project, and he loves that thing.
Here's why I like him now. So I'm a fan now.
Oh, you and Styles had beef, right?
Not really beef. I just said something in an article,
Okay.
and he has friends that live down south.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Styles ain't pumped on you.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
Well, it's because what you wrote.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
talk
well,
shit on riders. Yeah.
But we talked when I was there. It's fine.
Okay.
But if people that drive, or kids, I would say, kids specifically that drive older muscle trucks or cars, they got soul. Like, they get it, right?
Yeah.
Styles was driving that thing. That's badass. And the kid's not on social media that much. That means you're an old soul, dude.
Yeah, 100%. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but I literally love old cars. Like, Dean always makes fun of me, but I love, like, drag racing. Like, literally this off-season, I went for 2 weeks with my dad's buddy that, like, I literally would call him and just talk on the phone with him for, like, 30 minutes about drag racing. Like, dude, like I don't know, Keeper, but like a 66 Nova. Like, I love me some old cars.
My ultimate dream truck would be a 56 F100 big window.
Okay.
And, oh my gosh, and they're amazing.
Mine's a Ridgeline.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen these tweets.
Oh yeah, no,
He's
great.
out on the Ridgeline. He's getting a van now.
No,
dude.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
He's gonna get a van.
No, I'm not. I like Ridgelines.
But you might get a van.
Maybe we'll see. I don't make your kind of money, so I can't have 2. You have 5 vehicles. Do you have 5 right now or 4? You're down to 4.
Ridgeline's gone.
Yeah, you're down to 4.
Yeah.
4 vehicles for a 2-person.
Well, no, we're down to 3. 3.
Oh.
Jeep.
You had 5.
Jeep Trick.
Yep.
The Chevy.
Yep.
And then the van. That's it.
So you had 5 though.
We had 4. 4. 2 for Heather, 2 for me.
Yeah. All right, Styles. Hey, congrats, man, on the podium. That's awesome. Really good. And really impressive. Good job on that. And what a race to do it. Of course, Red Bud is amazing. So thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. And good luck at Southwick. How's the sand skills? Where are we at on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm from Bakersfield, California. Not much sand.
Yep.
But since I've been in Florida, I like it. Last year, we qualified P2. Like, I think me and RJ were within, like, freaking 1/10,000. It was something stupid. Something to be mad about. So, yeah, I don't know. I like Southwick. I'm looking forward to it. And, yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for calling in.
See ya.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
That's Styles Roberts, everybody. Brought to you by Wiseco.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah, I don't know him that well, but it was a good interview. Yeah,
I feel like
nice.
he's good information. He talked about the bike.
Make
he
fun of
likes
Mike Brown.
old trucks.
Right, make fun of Mike Brown.
Make fun of Mike Brown.
Motorsport.com, Fly Racing, Decal Works, Race Tech Suspension and Engines, X Brand Goggles, Renthal,